I'm sorry, what?
On this episode of I'm Sorry What, an Unofficial Ghost Podcast, we are joined today by an absolute gem on and off the stage, Vita DeVoid. We not only explore her ghostly passions, which includes a Terzo Burlesque act, but also discuss theories and more. Come join us for this fun episode.
So I was talking with Sabrina, and I was like, I'm so curious on when you became a Ghost fan. Like, what is your Ghost journey?
Okay, so it all started. Oh gosh, it was right around the Meliora release. There were things that were kind of lining up before that I was seeing visually and not putting two and two together. And I thought that the Pope character was from a video game, and I didn't quite understand what I was looking at.
Okay.
I'm a part of the horror community, and I was working for an event called Spooky Empire, which is a horror convention down in Florida. And I turn the corner, there's a lot of cosplayers there, and there's this creepy skeleton Pope just hanging out, this costume. And I was like, wow, is this like a pro wrestler thing? What is this? Video game? This is sick. You look really hot. This is cool. I love the mask, dude. And it was a Papa 2 cosplayer, and I was like, that's a look, man. I like it. And I didn't think anything of it, and nobody knew what the hell it was. This was ages ago. And then like 4 years later, I was go-go dancing at a Gothic establishment down in Tampa, Florida. And they had large screens around the club. You know how nightclubs have like visual screens.
Sure.
And they played From the Pinnacle to the Pit. And the music video was on there. And it was funny because you don't usually hear that kind of music at a Gothic establishment. It's usually like B&B Nation or Covenant or whatever. And it was the song too. And we were kind of like it was three of us go-go dancing. And we were all like, how do we dance to this? I don't know what to do. We were just kind of bopping. And I'm just like looking at the visuals, and I recognized that it was a Cecil B. DeMille film because I'm obsessed with the fashion from his films. And I actually made a replica of the Madame Satan dress. So I'm watching this, and then suddenly there's the Pope guy again. And I was like, well, that's that guy. And I ran up to the DJ booth when our set was over, and I was like, what the hell was that? That was so cool. He goes, oh, it's Ghost. Well, at the time, one of my other go-go dancers was wearing a white contact lens, and I didn't know what that was about. It's like, okay, goths are weird. We do that kind of thing. And she was like, oh, it's Ghost. And I'm like, what the fuck is this Ghost thing? So she sat me down, and at that point, there wasn't a lot of visual media online. There wasn't much on YouTube. It was just a few music videos, and she showed me what she could find. And I was like, well, this is neat. This interests me. And then it was just like obsession.
Yep.
Down the rabbit hole.
Yeah, it was down the rabbit hole, and it was like a fast decline. I hyperfixate really bad with music.
Yeah.
And at that point, I was deep into like a Japanese prog metal phase. I was really into Duran. I love that stuff. And I was working in a couple of music videos for a couple of different like super groups from Japan, which was really fun. And like, what a weird thing to do. But that spun me out of that because it was like Japanese metal is superior. Like I was one of those geeks, like total music weeb. And then I became like obsessed with Ghost from then on. That was a long time ago. Yeah, but Meliora had just.
So how long did it take you to go from that to being the most iconic Terzo Burlesque performer out there?
That's very sweet of you to say. I'll cut your check in the morning. I bribed her to say that. I bribed her to say that. Just make sure you say I'm iconic. Iconic. That's very sweet. That was recent, actually. I only put that out there, I think last spring, maybe.
Really?
Maybe it was before that. It was when the pre-Imperator was kicking up. I actually didn't own any Ghost stuff. I didn't have any collectible things. I didn't have any t-shirts or any of that. And one of my friends found me the fabric from the Papa 3 Pope robe. It's a specific black clergy fabric. You can find it online. But he sent me like 5 yards of that stuff and was like, hey, maybe you can make some kick-ass like backdrops or curtains or a blanket or something out of this. It's just really cool and I think you should have it. And I was like, this is a lot of fabric. This is really heavy. Like, what the hell am I going to do with this? So I shoved it in a closet, like, I don't know, maybe I'll get bored or something. Well, we were in the pandemic, so I didn't have shit to do. So I'm looking through, like, oh, maybe I'll make some kind of costume or something. And every year I sit down and I make one big costume and one big act per year. And that was the puppet 3 years. So I started kind of whittling away at that and kind of making it. It took 5 months to make that fucking costume.
Wow.
Ooh.
I couldn't find the fabric. Most of it's dead stock. There's one guy, Eric Waldron, that has the last bit of that front lace from that, and he will not fucking sell it to me. I have tried. It's like, what can I ride west? Give me it. And he's just
to her.
no, he's not letting go of it. And he's got a legit one, and it's so beautiful. His costuming is gorgeous. And we're in touch a little bit, and it's like, man, where did you find this? Where'd you get that? And he's like, there's no more. It doesn't exist. So essentially, their costume designers for Ghost are like cosplayers.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's funny.
Ooh.
It's really hard to find that stuff. So it took years for me to be able to like pull that act together, because then I had to figure out how to make the tuxedo part of it. And when I first created that act, I didn't have like the Dead as Stare costume together. I couldn't figure out how to make that. So I made the Pope thing first. Then it's like, well, this isn't an act. It's just a cosplay that I wanted to wear. And then it became an act because I torture myself that way. But it took like a year and a half, almost 2 years, to be able to make that into a performance. And now it's finished. It's really good.
It
But
is.
Well,
yeah,
it
I've gone back
shows.
and
Your
deleted.
dedication shows.
Thank you. I've gone back and deleted earlier recordings of that from YouTube. So it's like, wow, don't look at that shitty thing. That was like, I was just like wearing whatever suit that I had to make it look cute. You know, now it's like, it's a complete thing. It's
Yeah,
gone through a journey.
I hope to see it one day. Do you still like actively perform it? Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
The last time I performed it was in October. I was performing in the Metalesque Burlesque Fest with it, which is really cute because a lot of I have this like crew of guesties, which is really adorable. We have this little group chat, and it's like we've all become so close. Like we met from one of the Facebook groups, and it's like, hey, you want to get in our chat? We're dorky, and we talk about like, fanfic and stuff. And now we're all like traveling the world together. We've met each other's families and
Aw.
kids and parents, and it's like we're all just super besties. They all traveled to Portland to be with me for that, and it was just so special.
Aw.
Love
So that was
that.
the last time I did that. It's a hard act to do because I need an assistant to help me get around in it. I can't move well in it. I can't see or hear. That mask is deafening. I can't speak in it. And I have layers of gloves. It's like 3 layers of gloves. So I can't like light my incense thingy. I can't hold stuff. I'm like a foot taller because of the hat. It's like I can't get around. So like somebody has to literally physically grab me and move me to the stage where I need to be and point me at the audience like, they're over there, perform that way. And it's like, it's a hard one.
With you doing this whole thing as Terzo, would you say he's also your favorite papa?
Actually, no, he's not. I just like the costume. I don't know. I like Papa 2 the best. I think that the sinister evil thing, I really loved when they were doing like this super anti-religious like mockery of Catholicism. And I understand why they're not really doing that anymore. You've got to get a general crowd when you're, producing such expensive shows and things like that. You've got to expand to a broader audience and kind of move away from like the edgy Satan thing. But I really loved that. I thought it was really special, and I think I got a lot of Catholic trauma dumping out of that one.
Yes.
Also, like super beautiful. I thought it was just gorgeous, gorgeous work. And I love seeing the full Pope thing more than I
Yeah.
like seeing alternative costumes. Like the suits, they're cool.
Yeah.
But there is something really special about like the anti-Pope thing. I think it's
True.
just really like, wow, that's edgy. That's freaking edgy.
That is true.
Yeah,
So I miss
I
that.
agree. One of my favorite outfits is Copia's, like the black robes with the what's it called, a
The big
cornet.
the
Yeah.
cornet hat, yeah. Have
Like
you seen the
I
chips and salsa gifs about that? Like the
yes.
goofy memes where it's like that thing, like
Would you
I
also
want
say
one.
that
Just for that.
with Secondo being your favorite, is Infestisumam also your favorite album?
it is, yeah. It's
Nice.
definitely my favorite. I actually started collecting records because of Ghost. I bought Target, this is so dumb. Target was running a special box and it was the Impera album with a specific t-shirt you couldn't get anywhere else. So I like ran to Target and got it because I just wanted the shirt. And then it's like, well, I have a record now. I guess I should get a record player. And then of course another nosedive. Like now I'm collecting records.
Yeah.
So I've got all of the vinyls now. I even have Ceremony and Devotion, but I'd like the one that's uncensored, the cover that's got the Papa Peen on it. I'd really love to have that version of it.
Yeah.
The wiener. I feel like that's the better sounding vinyl anyway. The Meliora one that I have, I have 3 copies of it. They all skip. It's like unplayable, and I don't know the bad press. Yeah, I don't know if I'm just unlucky. But Infestissimum is the one that I'll play for people because it's like, hey, if you like dark, weird stuff, like let's listen to this. And I think the more modern stuff is a little bit more for classic rock people. Which I love. I grew up listening to classic rock, and I will always love Prequel. That's such a great album. It's it's just banger after banger. It's fun to bounce around to, but Infestissimum was so sinister and weird. Ugh, I love it. Yeah.
So, you have gone through a couple album cycles, a couple era changes. Tobias did say, like, the empire is now built. So what are your hopes for the aesthetics of the next album?
I really want to see it go back to being sinister.
Yeah.
I miss the sleek, devilish, like these are Faustian devils. And the theatrical look of it, where it's quite visible and more bright stuff, like the chrome and the metallic stuff, I think was really, really cool. Visually, I feel like you can't really see a whole lot in their shows anymore because it's all just black on black on black with a black background, a black stage surface. And it's like the first concert I saw was an Impera show, and I couldn't even see where anybody was on that stage. It was all just blackout. And it's like, well, damn, I'd like to see the show. Oh well. Visually, I would like to see it go back to being a little more sinister, a little bit more with the Catholic drip. I do really feel like Catholics really pulled hard on the aesthetics and the fashion. The religion itself is horrifically awful and oppressive, I mean, but I would like to see that come back. I love how Papa's kind of doing this Vanna White thing through his shows now, where it's like costume change, costume change, costume change. New jacket, new jacket, new jacket. Is that a top hat? Yes, honey. Like that's just so cute because I do that in my shows and I appreciate that. I don't know. We've got the Empire now, and I feel like just the mockery and the parody of empires is just really clever and really fun to play around with. I don't want to see tragedies happen. There was this. I'm going to talk about like the cycle changes too, also with like the redesign of an introduction of a new pope. There was this really horrible conversation that just went viral about Papa being killed on stage, which was like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, that doesn't happen. It's like literally not happened. No one's ever been murdered on stage. What the hell is wrong with you people? You guys are weird. He's gonna get hung on stage. Like, God, I freaking hope not. That's gonna traumatize people. Shit.
Yeah, I've heard of him getting crucified on stage. I mean, kind of slay for the aesthetics.
Really?
Yeah, but I mean that would be crazy.
That's just, I don't know. That's extreme. I feel like people that are new to it came around when they saw the former Papas all getting killed or sedated heavily. I don't know. I've got some ideas about that. Maybe they got roofied playing Uno. Maybe they're not dead. But just the idea of that becoming the new trend with these characters, like, oh, they die. It's like, what? No, they just like hand over and they have like a cute little wardrobe change and a processional of weird characters, and then bam, new pope. Cute.
Yeah.
Kind of how it's always been. Like, why are we not doing that? People forgot about that apparently. Super weird, yeah.
It was very exhausting during the last days of the tour. I had to take so many breaks from social media because everybody was like, he's gonna die, he's got a gun, you know. Like,
and God forbid you try to talk sense into people and get them to chill the fuck out, but also these are kids that are like hyper fixated and have these parasocial relationships with these characters, and they're like they're breaking their own hearts, and
I know.
you know, it's just sad. Like, God, you just need to calm down. Like, just calm down. Even in the interviews with I'm gonna pronounce it in the American dialect of Tobias. I'm going to pronounce it Tobias. He's even said like it's not gonna happen the way people think. The next changeover, the next iteration of a Papa, and it's like, all right, cool. We'll see. We'll see what you do. I don't know. There's just so much paranoia and weird conspiracies going around, and they're all really scary. Like, why are you guys? Your minds are going to a dark place, man. Like, that's just scary. That's the first place your head goes. Go read some fanfic on AO3. Calm down. Chill out, guys.
So, for the new album, when do you think they could release it? Still this year or maybe next year?
Probably next year.
Yeah.
I'm gonna preface my conversation with you guys by saying I do have some connectivity to the inside in a way that is adjacent to things, but I am not in on the world of Ghost. I am not a part of any creative aspect of it, but I have contacts within it that are like, yeah, I don't think they're going to do anything like this for this amount of time, or I don't know what's happening. There's literally so many things up in the air. I don't think anything's going to come out this year at all. I
Like,
really just
nothing at all?
I don't think so. Maybe there will be what I would like to see is like a cute late night TV spot. I think that'd be really fun. And there was a teaser with like a mailing off a VHS tape to Lorne. I would love to see Ghost on Saturday Night Live, but I think they're a little too weird for that show. I would love to see it.
Probably.
I would really love to see it, and I had hoped that that was going to happen. It didn't happen, and it's like, damn it, what a teaser. Damn. I feel like Tobias just edged the entire fandom with that one.
He likes to do that.
But I mean, he
Way to
also,
go, man.
I mean, he also said, and was it, I think, New Year's, when he said with that post, or when Ghost said with that post, that lots is, like, there's going to be a lot happening in 2024, so I'm kind of hopeful that there still will be something, at least, like, anything.
I hope so too. To my understanding, what I had heard whispered was more online content and in interaction online. But I haven't seen any of it. We're almost halfway through the year now.
True.
So it's like, oh, okay. I thought that meant more fun, like video challenges on social media. I thought maybe it would be more like maybe more podcast presences, more like interviews and things with the band, but I haven't seen any of it. And it's like,
Yeah.
well, okay, it's been like radio silence.
Hmm.
And I do know that those guys have all been so fucking busy. And it's like, you got families, you got pets at home, you probably got other shit you want to go do. Like, let's give these kids a break, let them breathe, take a nap, take a bath, have a spa day, hang out with your fucking kids, man. Like, none of these guys are ever home. And it's like, that's just like, let them have a breather.
Yeah.
Let them have a little breather. They can take a little break. We can all take a break and go hyperfixate on Sleep Token together or something. I don't know.
Hell yeah. Yes.
I'm not gonna say I've got a cosplay in the works with that one, but I do.
Have you seen them live yet?
No. Okay,
You need
they
to.
were here on tour, and I started listening to them after they left, like the day after they left.
Oh.
I run a metal burlesque show called Hail Satin, and half my cast all want to do Sleep Token, and it's like you guys can't all dance to Sleep Token. It's not a Sleep Token show. We can do one. Figure something, dance to Merciful Fate or something, y'all. So like I started hearing like one of the girls was dancing to not ascensionism, hypnosis. To hypnotize me, something like that. And
Yeah.
I was like, wow, this is really catchy. This is really good. And I thought based on their look that they were a lot darker and louder than they were. And now I'm realizing like, oh, it's all piano ballads and sad, cute. But they look like elder gods from some kind of Skyrim or something. And it's like zeroing the whole conversation away from that. But yeah, I haven't seen them live. They're not even coming to LA this tour cycle, and that's depressing. Ugh. I don't know.
Anyway.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. the movie. They did a little teaser for the movie. Do you have any thoughts
I
about
love
that?
that one. That was such a tiny droplet of a teaser
I
too. Like,
know.
oh, is there more? Give me in my little grabby hands more, please. Right there.
Please.
Give it to me. Give it to me. Where's the rest of it? Give it. Uh, I hope that it's a lot of concert footage. Uh, I went to both of the LA Kia Forum shows. The thing is that I noticed they didn't have any cameras on the audience, so we're not going to see ourselves in that, which is like, I looked really cute. But I looked so cute. Would love to see myself in that. I was so greedy. But there was a weird thing they did at those LA shows that didn't make sense, but I'm hoping that there's like a story behind it. Maybe it's like a spoof of Papa taking on different weird jobs from pressure from the higher ups, like do sports, do this, do that. He put on a boxing robe and boxing gloves for a small bit of that concert and was like, yeah, and like ran through the crowd. And it's like, is this like maybe he's exploring different avenues of being in entertainment? Like now he's in boxing. Like, what is that story? That was weird. And it was literally 5 seconds of those concerts, but he did it both nights of those shows. And now I'm seeing a screen of there's like a small flash in that teaser of C-Store, and it's Exorcist
Yeah.
reference. And it's like, okay, are we like pulling from like Rocky? Like, are we pulling from different movies here? What the hell is going on?
Right.
I don't know. I hope there's a lot more concert footage than there would be like behind the scenes documentary. I feel like it's going to be really spoofy, and I
Yeah.
feel like it's going to be a lot of comedy. Like, there maybe they'll try to make it like a heartfelt documentary of this character and his time as the leader of the band. But I feel like if they do anything, it's not going to be serious at all. I think it's
No.
just going to be really goofy.
Yeah, I agree.
I think it's going to be goofy. We had for one of our Ghouls Ball parties, we had Liz Fenning with us, and she plays young sister Imperator, and she was just fabulous. God, what a sweet girl, so fabulous. And we were kind of coming up with little bits to do throughout the event that we were doing. And she goes, if it's too serious, it's not Ghost. And people get so dark and serious and like gory and horror with it. It's like, no, you gotta throw in some goofy stuff. This is meant to be tongue in cheek.
Yeah.
So hopefully they're spoofing the way that like maybe Mel Brooks spoofs other things. Maybe it's gonna be
Yeah.
like spoofing documentary like Spinal Tap style. I'm kind of
Mm-hmm.
hoping for that.
Me too.
That would be hilarious. I really, because Spinal Tap 2 is actually being formed right now. So I'm hoping that maybe they're pulling from that. Yeah,
I
I
didn't know
know. Did you know
that.
that? Yeah, there's another
No.
Spinal Tap coming up. So I'm hoping that it's like a spoofy mockumentary kind of thing. I don't want to see like serious, like, oh, this is sad, like stuff or super dark shit. I
Yeah.
don't think that
No.
if people see that, I think could ignite some new fun cosplays from people, hopefully. I don't know.
With
I
the
I, I hope it's very comedy heavy.
I agree absolutely. About the boxing glove scene, do you think it could maybe have something to do with the chapter scene of Mrs. Soltarian training Copia in fighting?
Maybe that could be funny, right?
I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah,
could
I that was hilarious, that scene. It's like let's make it like like a Team America montage, like getting fit and like getting, yeah, but I don't know.
who do you think Mrs.
I do
Soltarian?
love that Soltarian character. He's
Yeah,
adorable, isn't he? I feel like he is one of the four horsemen of the apocalypse.
yeah, I kind of agree. Yeah.
Ooh.
I couldn't figure out which one, but I feel like he is one of the four horsemen. And I have like my own, like, this is what I would write if I was writing lore, is like maybe they're going to introduce like other horsemen of the apocalypse, and that will be the destruction of the empire thing. I think that would be super, super cool
No, I agree. I mean,
in my
Okay.
brain.
with Mrs. Soltarian, there were so many, like not many, but some food references in the chapter. So maybe, like a famine,
Famine.
something. Yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I
It
Oh, I
agree.
could
didn't even
be,
think
but that
about
would make
that.
I'm sorry.
I didn't even think about that.
Because you have to remember
Mm-mm.
Interesting.
in the scene where they're sitting at the table and they're having this Chinese food, he's the only one not really eating anything. He's just like looking at it and smelling it,
I
and then
didn't know
And then he's just making this weird
That's
little
clever.
face, and then he's just putting it down. So that's what I always thought when I first saw that scene. Yeah.
Oh,
That's very clever. I didn't even
But yeah.
notice that. Now I'm gonna go back and watch it again.
me too.
Huh. Like, where's my tablet? I want to look at it right now. Like, that's funny. Yeah, I didn't even think about that. That would make sense, and it would, duh. It's like I'm talking about, like, maybe he's one of the four horsemen. It's like, duh, it's famine. I'm not gonna
Obviously.
put two and two together. I can be very daft sometimes. I just snort loud. I hope that my mic picked that up. Ah, endlessly
So,
suave.
ooh. I know we talked about your favorite Papa and all of that. Do you think there will be a new Papa, maybe revealed in the movie or for the new album coming out?
Based on interviews where Tobias has said the changeover is not going to happen the way people think, I'm 100% convinced that that'll be how it happens. It'll be in the movie. I feel like the Cardinal might end up taking a shitty desk job at the ministry or something.
Probably.
I don't know. I don't know. I think it would be hilarious if they did that. But
That would be.
it's probably going to happen in the movie. I would think that. It would make sense to me because I it's so it doesn't happen frequently. What's only happened like what 3 times that they've done something like that on stage with the changeover, and it's like that's so beautiful, but there aren't any concerts announced. So it's like, well, we're not going to do that. They did 3 tour cycles with Impera, so it's like, okay, well, when are we going to do it, guys?
We've
Don't
had
know.
someone on the podcast, Leviathan Forge. He suggested that maybe they would do, like a very short third Impera cycle with, at the end of the
That would be really That would be really weird because like
yeah.
they've already done so much touring with that one album.
Yeah.
I don't see it often that a band will tour the same album that many
Yeah.
times. That's just it was honestly like they're going on another tour. Why? Like we've already seen this 3 times. It's crazy. Yeah, I don't know.
No, I
Maybe they were just doing it to get more footage for the film. I don't know.
yeah, no.
There's nothing announced. I don't know. Maybe
Got
they'll
it.
do it. Maybe they'll do something hopefully at the end of the year. I don't know.
If they did do another cycle with Impera, like he was talking about, I could see them going to like Japan or
Asia in
They did
general,
talk
yeah.
somewhere.
about going to like a tech heavy area, and then they didn't go through any Asian areas. So
Yeah.
that was interesting. I thought for sure when they were going through Australia, maybe they would just like go up
Yeah.
into like Japan.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
So too, and it just didn't happen. And it's like maybe it's a logistical nightmare. It is very, very hard to plan a tour. I'm even trying to do it with Ghouls Ball. It is fucking damn near impossible. I don't know if I can say that word.
Oh,
Yes.
sure.
Good. Impossible. I'm kidding. Got him. Uh, so difficult to plan a tour anyway. So maybe it just didn't work out that they couldn't make it there. Maybe it was a work visa issue because again, you have to also plan legally. There's a lot of different people from different countries, and sometimes their passports don't allow for work
Yeah.
in other places unless there's months and months of paperwork and planning and documentation, and it's just kind of a fucking nightmare. So maybe that happened and they couldn't make it there. I don't know.
Hmm.
That would be really cool if they did. I know they've got a lot of fans there. I feel like their most active fan base though is in Central and South America.
Oh, yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
It's bonkers. Anytime I do a live from my TikTok page, I feel like some people there think that I'm a part of Ghost somehow. I'm not. I'm not connected to any of it in any way whatsoever. Uh, come to Brazil, come to Argentina, come to Mexico City, and it's like you buy, I'll fly.
Yeah.
It's like you guys know I'm not in Ghost, right? I'm not part of it. Very sweet, it's very generous, but yeah, I see a lot of commentary and activity from people from that area. So I would feel like they would probably do another tour there. I would hope to see that because it seems like they don't really make it down there very much. We get a lot of action in the US. I feel like we're favored here as far as live shows.
Definitely.
Which isn't fair to the rest of the world. Greedy me is like, fuck yeah, another show, let's do it. But then it's like, oh, my friends in like Argentina can't see a show, and that just fucking sucks for them. That's really sad.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I feel really bad. We talked about this yesterday with our other guest, but I love that we get all of these goodies. I love it. My wallet hates it. I'm
so fucking broke from all of this.
I'm very broke.
I need a break. Let's all just take a time out. Go for a walk for a little while. That's free.
But yeah, we also said yesterday that like because our guest yesterday was also from Europe, just like me, we would not pay these prices. We just would not pay 200, 300, 400 bucks for a ticket.
It is insane. I was looking at a Reddit post because I'm on some of the ghost subreddits. And somebody was asking, like, what does VIP cost? What does a meet and greet cost? And people were saying, oh, like £25. And it's like, what? Oh, yeah, I paid 40 euros and I got a meet and greet and VIP. And it's like, I paid almost $500 fucking dollars for mine. Fuck you. Fuck you. What?
Yeah.
Yeah, like, really? Oh, God. I got a deal on my meet and greet. Yeah. I went to, I think it was either San Diego or Santa Ana. I got a meet and greet because somebody couldn't make it and sold me their meet and greet. I already had a concert ticket that was a regular, like, floor GA ticket that was like $90. And then somebody else, like, I was desperately looking for a meet and greet ticket because it was my birthday. And I was like, I want to meet Papa for my birthday. I want Papa for my birthday. And I was like in some of the Facebook groups, like, hey, does anyone want to like offload theirs? Because I will give you money right fucking now. And that was almost like $300. That was crazy. It was expensive. Yeah. Europe lucks out on their ticket prices, but US, we get fucked real good financially for those shows. It is so expensive. And I didn't do the super top tier VIP with this last tour cycle because there was no meet and greet, but it was like an exhibit of stuff, and it's like and a snack bar. Okay,
the chicken was good. It was good. I'm not gonna lie.
Isn't there like a taco bar in one of these? It's like, okay, I'm gonna pay $500 for tacos. What? Are they gonna pick me up at my house and drive me to the concert and like feed me with a golden spoon for that kind of money? What's going on, you guys?
That's so funny. I wouldn't pay again for the museum.
M&Ms in a bowl.
Yeah.
Like, that's a choice. Okay.
Yeah, no,
I don't know.
I just could not imagine paying that much money for just VIP. I mean, my ticket that I had for both of my concerts last year, I had, just like GA, and I paid. I think for the first one in France, I paid 60 euros or something like that. That is maybe $62, something like that. And I got there. God. I got there at 6 a.m. and I got first row, easy. And for the one here in Germany, I paid $70 because I just had a seating ticket and then I upgraded the day of the concert. Paid $70 for general admission. Got there at 4 a.m. I think, and I got barrier right in front of Papa. So I would never pay $400 for a ticket. Listen, if it was a meet and greet, maybe I would splurge on it. But if there was no meet and greet,
but they're not doing that
included,
anymore.
No, I would never. Nope.
Yeah, mine was almost $500 for the venue to fuck up the entire VIP line, and for a giant group of cosplayers cutting me.
Call them out, girl.
In line, and then getting cerise.
Call them the fuck out.
So that was my $500.
What show was that?
It was in Cincinnati, Ohio. It was
holy
awful.
Shit.
I tried to get security involved, and they pretty much told me to fuck off. Yeah. It was
wow. That's messed up. The entitlement of some people is unbelievable. We had a couple at the second LA show that were just absolute shit stack people. They were horrible people, just really shovey. And it's like, what are you doing? Like, we're all friends here. Like, stop it.
How
You're at the
embarrassing.
front already. You don't have to be a douche. It's
Yeah.
just super weird. Yeah, I was like
Gross.
behind the first, like there was a barrier, a row of people, and then me. And I was just happy to be at GA. I just wanted to be in the middle of it all because
Mhm.
these were the last two LA shows. The first night I went, it was my partner's first Ghost concert, and we actually got seats. But we were so far to the side, which was cool because we could see what was coming. Like we could see the skeleton
Ooh.
dancers coming. And we could see people loading in like different things. And it's like, ooh, they're doing this next. Cool. But then it's like, I want to be close. I want to get ghoul sweat on me. Like I want to feel
Yeah.
the smoke and I want to smell the incense and I want to be close to it all. And of course, you know, being that close and embarrassingly, I fucking cry at shows. So it's like, oh, they're looking down at me. I'm just this fucking crying mess. Like, oh gosh, that's stupid. How embarrassing.
No, I went to My Chemical Romance a couple years ago, and you can hear it in the videos I took. I'm like, and I'm just crying the whole time.
I loved that at these LA shows that phones were banned because
Yes.
I have walked out of concerts because I'm watching it through someone else's screen because they will record live the whole fucking show
Oh, I
and
can't do
not
that.
with the giant signs. Like no one behind you can see.
No.
Fuck off. You're infuriating.
Or
Put
the
your phone
light
down.
up horns. One of my first rituals, I went. There was this guy, and I always let myself record my favorite song, and I always hold the phone right in front of my face so like I don't impede anybody's
You're
anything.
hearing yourself woo and scream and cry.
Yes, all off key. But this guy, I can't watch any of my footage from that night because he had light up devil horns that were this big in the GA, and oh my god,
Yeah, just fucking
just wanted
don't.
to-
It's not hard not to be, you know,
I
shitty
just turn
person.
them off, dude.
People are unaware of concert etiquette, and it's so infuriating. It's fucking infuriating. Adding to that, after this 2 years of being locked up over here in the pandemic lockdown, people went feral and they forgot how to be people.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes.
They're so egocentric and it's just so fucking weird. Like, hey, there's other people around you. Be mindful of others. It's not hard.
Yeah. It's not
You're
hard
not the
to
main
be a
character.
decent human being. It's just not hard.
Yep.
Main character energy is so infuriating when you're in public. Like, what are you fucking doing, man?
True.
Yeah.
I have.
Ugh,
I
I called him out on Facebook too,
good.
so that was fun.
did you? Ooh,
Yes.
I have a little question.
good.
My German ass, my European ass has a little question. So when you buy a concert ticket, just say for Ghost, okay?
Mhm.
You get you have like the seating tickets and then you get the VIP tickets. Does that mean when you get a VIP ticket and you get into the VIP line, does that mean others that did not get the VIP tickets could not get barrier? Is that the case?
Okay, so the way that it works is they release a batch of seated tickets first, and it's
Mm.
assigned. So it doesn't matter how early you get there, you're going to have your seat,
Sure.
period.
Yeah.
If you buy VIP, all that means is you get in early. You can shop the merch early. You can get your drinks and food early. You can get to your seat early before everyone else. That's all that means. If you have a GA ticket, like floor or pit, that's a standing only. So you still have to go stupid early to get in there. So it is wiser to go for the VIP general admission or VIP pit because you can get in earlier than anyone,
Okay.
regardless of how early they got there. Like, say you got there at 6 a.m., but you don't have VIP. Well, you're not getting to the barrier. Good fucking luck, sweetie. So it is worth it. It's expensive, but it is worth it. I get VIP every time that I do a GA ticket
Yeah.
because I want to get up close. But you still have like 2 hours or an hour of milling around in there, and there's not a lot of VIP tickets, so it's maybe 50 to 100 people that are scattered across the whole front of that barrier, and you're still going to get up there pretty freaking close.
Hmm.
So it's worth it rather than having to get there for 10, 12, 15 hours ahead of time,
Hmm.
wearing
Yeah.
yourself out, baking your ass in the sun, not being able to go to a bathroom, starving, shaking, passing out because you didn't get
Worth
to
it.
It's not worth it. It's not worth doing it. A bunch of friends of mine got really screwed. They only had GA, like regular
Yeah.
general admission without the VIP, and they were like getting sun poisoning being out there all
Fuck.
day. They had to take turns to go get food. And it's like, I'm diabetic. I can't freaking do that. I have to sit down and eat. I have to get to a bathroom. I need to relax. I need air conditioning. I'm not going to do without. So I'm going to show up like an hour before doors and just hop in the VIP line. So, yeah.
Yeah.
It's weird with the ghost shows, particularly because they'll hold off on releasing the general admission floor VIP until like weeks after everything else is available. It's really weird. It's like, well, I want to have GA, but I want VIP. Like, not available, not for sale, sold out. It's a lie. It's not sold out. They just haven't released the tickets yet.
That's rough. God.
It's manufactured scarcity.
Yeah.
I do that with my own stuff sometimes. Like, they're gonna sell out. And it's like, no, they're not.
Yeah.
It's a marketing ploy.
Oops. True.
Keeps people interested and keeping an eye on their media.
Yeah.
It's very funny that way.
Yeah.
Picking the algorithms that way. Yeah.
So
You got insider secrets on that one.
Thank you. So we talked about how you want the next Papa to be a little more sinister. Do you have any ideas of how you would want him to dress and look along with the ghouls?
Oh yeah. I would like to see something like the Meliora ghouls again. It was just so suave. The spats, all that stuff was just so wonderful. I would love to see that. I would like to see just something a little more on the sinister side. I think that the whole piratey scuba steampunk thing was a little like off brand.
Yeah.
It was cute. It was a good look. The tailoring was beautiful. The costumes are immaculate.
True.
Everything is so opulent and so pretty with this latest cycle, but I'd really like to see it back to it. I already said this, like just back to being a little bit more spooky. Keep the opulence, keep the wardrobe changes, just keep it also more the full regalia. I would like to see that more. The sparkly jacket thing, very pretty. Tom Baker's amazing. Or is it Tim Baker? Tom Baker that makes the sparkly jacket? Tom Baker. Beautiful work. Didn't make sense with the theme of the band.
True.
It just wasn't quite on with the branding, unless it was meant to look like I'm going to sell you a used car on the freeway and I'm going to host a game show. It's like, why are they so sparkly? We're doing this like Liberace Tom Jones thing. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense. It's pretty. It's dazzling. You can see it. It's very nice. It's very visual and bright. And I like sparkles. Half my shit's rhinestoned anyway. But it didn't quite work with the theme visually, musically of what they were doing. So I'd like to see it come back to more like the branding. I want to see it more on brand.
Yeah. When you say you want everything to be a bit more sinister, more spooky, do you have an idea for how you would like the stage to look like?
Oh God. I was so impressed with the recent backdrop and how I'm not sure if they had this for the full run of that tour, but some of those glass screens were animated.
Yeah, I saw that.
And I thought that was really interesting. And it was only for a small part. I actually missed it at the live show because I'm focusing on so many other things. Because I like to see the performers more than I like the setting, but the way that they brought that to life was so cool. And that backing was inflatable. So I follow all the designers of the set dressing and the light crew and all that. Knowing that that was fully inflatable, it's like, that is fucking genius because they can make it bigger and smaller and more compact. You know, it depends on where they are. Like, I fucking loved that. I thought that was brilliant. I like castles. I like stuff that looks like haunted cathedrals. That is so goddamn cool. I thought that was absolutely spectacular, but the surface of the stage made everyone disappear on it because it was dark and they're all dressed in dark stuff and they're not lit very well. The first two concerts I saw, couldn't even see the ghoulettes in the back, could not see our favorite little Swiss ghoul back there, my little go-go ghoul. I couldn't see the drummer, like I couldn't see it. It's just dark, not lit at all. Like, okay. I didn't even know there were ghoulettes at that concert. I could hear them, couldn't see them at all. And it's like, hey, can we put a light on them? Maybe just a light.
Yes.
I loved the checkerboard floor that they had a few cycles back. I thought that was so clever.
I love that.
and you could see everybody. And you're a live show, you want to be seen. The whole fun of this is that it's theatrical. And when you can't see it, you're missing all the interactions that these characters are doing with each other. It just disappears. And it's just like working through that now. It's like you guys have done this for so long. You've gone through so many staging changes. And it's like, well, now I'd like to see the show again. Let's brighten it up a little bit. Keep the backing. I love the glass, the cathedral, the inflatable shit. I don't know if either of you were at the LA shows, but I don't know if they had this at the other tours, but they did this ceiling drop for Watcher in the Sky,
Oh
and it
yeah,
was
my
like a
friend
fucking
told me. Yeah,
UFO.
yeah.
Ooh.
Okay, so the first night of the Kiev Forum shows, I was seated way in the back, so I could see fucking everything, and that was so rad. Uh, there was this massive, it was like this huge star, like these light bars and this grid, and it had like rocket ship smoke, like this
Oh.
crazy. It
Yeah.
was like a UFO. It was unreal, and it's like that makes sense with Watcher in the Sky, like a UFO. That's clever. But the whole thing came like down really fast on
Oh.
the stage, and it was like unexpected, and I was just like, "Holy shit, are they okay? Like, did they catch a break?" But then it's sort of like leveling out, and it was doing this crazy like flying saucer thing, and it was like smoke and light, and it was lighting up the crowd, and it was blinding. And the
Damn.
second
Cool.
night, being down at the rail, like with that at you, you are blinded. It is fucking insane, like the light of God in your face with smoke and light, and this thing is moving, and it's massive.
Wow.
This thing was so huge, and it's
That's
like,
so cool.
holy shit, it was fucking insane. And it's like, I did not expect that at all. It's like when you know that stuff's gonna happen. It's like going to see Phantom of the Opera, but forgetting the chandelier is gonna crash down on top of you. And when it happens, it's like you somehow you forget that that's there. Like happens to me every time. It's one of my favorite musicals. But it just like I always forget that it happens, and it's like, whoa, my head is gonna get hit by that thing. Like
Yeah,
that was wild. Yeah, I would love to see more of that. I know that logistically, that kind of planning is a nightmare,
True.
especially with them doing open air venues. You don't have that kind of access to rigging. And when you're inside an arena, you do.
Mhm.
So it's like, okay, the difference between, say, a Lollapalooza show, you don't have the ability to do that. You can only do so much with whatever stage lighting is installed. Like being able to see, big, fully immersed things like that's amazing. And I would also like to see no outside shows ever again because so many people got screwed from inclement weather, from the elements, from the heat, from the wind, from the rain,
Yeah.
from hurricanes, from flooding. It's like this was a horrible idea to book outdoor
True.
shows. Not
I agree.
only some of these shows were during the day, I believe. So there's sun that kills the atmosphere, kills the light, kills the fog,
Yeah.
ruins it, ruins
Yeah.
the mood, ruins the effect of the stage. It's like, why are we outside? Like, put it inside, man. Problem solved. I don't know. I'm
Ghost is
seated.
very theatrical, and
Yeah,
they deserve to be in an indoor
yeah.
venue.
I think aesthetically it's required. Even we didn't have any opening bands for the LA concerts for this last tour.
Oh, okay.
And I feel like the people that are big fans of, say, Amon Amarth that were a part of those shows kind of got screwed visually too, because they have huge stage implements and they didn't have any spectacular light for that. It was just like, okay, it's during the day, the end. And it's like, I would want to see that show lit the way that they intended.
Hmm.
It's kind of like the first Ghost show I ever saw, Twin Temple played. Fucking love them. Their own shows, super, super cute, but they had to condense that down to a 30-minute set, sort of like around 30 minutes is their time slot. It was tiny. And in comparison to their own shows, it's like a full theatrical thing with like seances and like a ritual and like a satanic blessing. And it's very visual, but it requires that indoor lit controlled setting. And you lose all the aesthetic and you lose so much of the impact with those shows. And that
Hmm.
dynamic is completely lost when it's just outside and awful and hot. Like, come on, you guys are wearing silicone and leather and layers of canvas and all this shit. Like, how are y'all even surviving it? Because I can sit in my room with the cool air and my goulette mask on, and I'm fucking dying under that thing. I don't know how those kids are doing it
Yeah.
for a 2 hour show in that and not puking their guts out. Maybe they are. I don't know. I don't know how they're surviving it. Like, oh my gosh, the outdoor concert in Europe where Papa lost his voice. Like, that's just the elements. Like, it's
Yeah.
overuse
It's
too. He was doing so many fucking shows.
it's
And you wear
uncontrollable.
out. You just get fried. And when you're dealing with hot wind crossing over you, it's frying out your
Yeah.
sinuses. I'm a vocalist and I can't do outside shit for more than an hour. Like, I'm just done. I have no voice after that. I hosted a show last night with fog, and even then I'm feeling a little rough.
Hmm.
It's like, this will help maybe not have that happen again. Just stay inside. Stay inside. Book during the fall season when it's nice out. Book during the spring when
Yes.
it's not 100 degrees. Some of those
Please.
shows they were doing over in the East Coast were like dead of summer in fucking July and August. It's
Yeah.
like, it's over 100 degrees. You guys are wearing leather. What are you doing? Stop that. Don't torture yourselves, guys.
I don't know what that means. 100 degrees. What is that? It's so serious.
Huh.
Hot.
It's like when you crawl inside of a mouth.
I hate that.
It's
But
like
yes.
crawling inside of a
Ugh.
mouth. It's also very humid here, so that kind of heat. It's like, have you ever gotten off a plane in the Orlando airport? Because as soon as you go outside, it's like this hot mouth just hits you, and it's just this, like somebody breathing hot air in your face.
Oh,
It's
Yeah.
horrible.
accurate. Very accurate.
It's horrible.
I
Yeah.
just googled it. It's 38 degrees Celsius. Yeah, that is fucking hot. I have to agree.
It's fucking hot. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was really nervous for them in the Arizona shows because it is so hot there that it will melt the rubber off your shoes. It is so
What?
hot. You can't walk your dogs on the sidewalk there.
No.
Street signs will literally melt. Your car stuff will melt off.
What?
Rubbermaid storage tubs outside, like rubber tubs, will melt and fall apart. It's happened here to me in California. I've had things outside that have melted from the summer heat. It's not hot for very long here, but when it is, it's like, oh, you don't want to go outside. You'll literally evaporate.
I love it
And they're
though
out
because
there
I'm a
performing.
reptile. But yeah,
Yeah,
I can't
like,
imagine
spray
having
me,
to
I'm
deal
dying.
with
Oh my god. I
Yeah,
want to come over now,
stick
Jillian.
to inside shows. Like, don't torture your bandmates by putting them in all that shit and then making them dance and sing and play in that kind of extreme heat. That's just awful. Holy shit. I was so sympathetic to everybody for that reason. Like, oh my God, you poor kids. Because I've done masked work, I've done stage tours, and I've done outside venues as a costumed character and like mascotting and circus work. And it's just, oh my God, it's horrible.
Hmm.
And doing that night after night,
Yeah.
oh my God.
Bless them.
So much
Sweet
sympathy.
little thing. So I think you said that you don't really collect a lot of ghost merch. You're just kind of working on the vinyls right now.
Now I do
There's-
collect stuff.
Now you do.
And I have a
Um,
curio cabinet right now that's just bonkers. Do you want to see it?
Ooh,
I
yeah,
can show
show
you.
us.
Let me grab my little light. Hang on. I'm gonna do some photo magic here. Let's I have to light it up. Oh, that's ridiculous. Let's edit this awkward shit out. Okay, so we've got a light, and I'm gonna take my phone out of here. Ooh, it's spooky story time. And my room behind me is a little messy, but I've got this cabinet full of stuff.
Got the cup. Need it.
I got a lot of stuff in here.
Oh my
Cool.
god.
So
The meat.
it's a collection
The Barretto.
yeah, it's a collection of things that have been given to me at shows. It's a collection of our stage masks. I've got some mummy dust in there. I've got some fun things. I've got a cute friendship with Father Jim DeFrock, so I've got some little items in there. All my cute candy bracelets that people give me at my events. So a lot of my collection was handed to me. It was given to me.
Wow.
The only thing I usually buy is like shirts. Let me put this light back here so I can look pretty again. There we go. The only thing I really buy is shirts. And I ask for shirts from my partner for holidays and like birthdays and stuff. Just get me ghost shirts. I just love them. And my collection of t-shirts is obscene right now, but I don't really buy a lot of it. I get on the ghost merch Deal or No Deal group sometimes, and I'll score some really cute shit every now and again. I like to participate in the Razzies. I've never won anything from them, but I've gotten some of the big banners. I've got this really cool cardinal banner. It's all blue and it's got the big old Papa Nil behind him, like a
I've been
goat in the
wanting
back
that
there.
one.
It would okay. So I had one of the ones from the Imperator. They gave us one, but it was the Clockwork Orange one, and I didn't really like it. And I was like, "Hey, does anyone want to trade?" And everyone's like, "No, I hate that banner too." So Christian posted that he was getting rid of his, and I was like, "I'm fucking buying it. I'm DMing you right now. I want that fucking banner." But I was also connecting with him about some goodies for Ghoul's Ball because we do prize packages and we like to represent artists and crafters and people that are prominent in the fandom by including some of their stuff in our prizes for cosplay contests and trivia, stuff like that, or like just VIP goodie bags. And he sent me a box of shit, and it was like stickers and all kinds of cute little goodies and like the Ghoul element patches and all this stuff, and that came with it. I bought it, but it was just like, oh my God, it's like Christmas morning and stuff. Yeah. So I got that banner and I haven't hung it. I've steamed it. It's beautiful and it's in my closet and I don't know where to put it because it is so big. It's like the size of a bed. That thing is massive. It's so big.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I still have my tour hologram poster, my
The fan
um
cat.
the new
Seen it live.
one. It's like yeah, it's huge and I don't know where to put it. I tried to hang it and it's just so heavy. It's like a lenticular hologram poster
Yeah.
of the Phantom Mime cover. It's really cool. I've got a lot of art that I need to hang. We have a lot of vendors at my events that are artists and they'll sometimes leave me with prints and it's like, God, this is like a super hot Mary Gore painting covered in blood. Love that. Don't know where to put it.
If
Yeah.
you could, you know, have Ghost make anything merch wise, what could you imagine them doing? Something like really special.
Oh God. I'm unprepared for this one. No. There's so much stuff.
Oh yeah.
There is so much stuff. Okay, this is entirely self-serving because I do cosplay stuff. I would like to see a re-release of some of the masks because they're so hard to find now.
Yeah.
And I've had back-ordered masks for ages. It's just hard to acquire those things. I would like to see more of the cute hooded blankies, like the cute little snuggies.
Yeah.
I love those, and I don't have one, but I was staying in Portland with Des Pittman, who's a prominent artist, incredible artist, and she had the blanket with the hood, the blue one, and I was like, "Can I touch that?" And I just like touched it, like, oh, it feels like it's made out of the stuff that Squishmallows are made out of. It is so soft and just like you just want to like wrap yourself in it like a little hug. I want to see more of those, but for each papa. I think they're
Oh,
so
So
cool.
cute.
Yeah, I like those. I loved the Goody shorts. Got a pair of them, and they're so cute and cheeky. And I love that all the macho dudes are wearing those for cute little pictures
Yes.
now. Like Adam Payne on his Facebook group is like, let's do the Goody short challenge, and like Richie Willis is doing it now. Like, see, did I ever Goody? It's like you guys are so funny. I love the booty shorts. I think they're really fun. I'd like to see not no more of the shoes. I think those shoe collaborations are a little weird. The lava lamp thing really made me mad. That made me so mad.
yeah.
Did you guys
Agreed.
see that lava lamp?
Agreed.
Like
It's a no.
what?
It's a
Very
no.
Like
sad.
that was just so weird. And right after that released, somebody posted one that they made. It
Yes.
was all the
7 inch
psychedelic
satanic panic. Yeah.
69
It
stuff,
was
and it was
dope.
so cute. Like, why don't we contract that artist to do that? Because that's really sick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I know how their merch stuff works because I am a vendor of Ghost merch. So sometimes the way that that works is the merch company will just give the band some money, release like 100 shirts, and it's like, okay, we have rights to use that for whatever we want to make. And it's like, all right, well, you're giving the band money. That's cool. But I also really love that artists themselves are designing these shirts. And that's part of the cool thing about collecting the shirts is that it's all friends of mine that are designing them. And it's like, this is
Yeah.
sick. Like, holy shit. I loved the Red Death one that Marina made. Like, oh my God, it's such a great shirt. All the Des Pittman shirts, I love those. I would like to see a collaboration with Johnny Bush because he does some really nasty art and it is beautiful. I would like to see more shirt designs. I would like to see more art released from Aaron Lee, also a sweetheart. He designed our mummy dust for my Phantasm event. And he got us our 4 posters and total sweetheart. He actually came to our Ghouls Ball anniversary party. He ended up hanging out with us the whole night. Yeah.
How sweet.
It was so cute. He's just adorable, total sweetheart. Really creative and just like excited to be a part of it. And it's so he's such a treasure. He really is. Yeah, absolute genius. I would love to see him do more merch designs because he does all the posters and they are super rare to get a hold of one. And it's like I've got a little hoard of Aaron Lee stuff, and it's like, ooh, I'm not going to show this to anybody because like I just really love that I have this, and I don't want to touch it because I'll break or rip something. And it's like, nobody breathe. I'm going to show you this. I would like to see more stuff from him because his work is so clever. Like the Papa over the globe with the lightning. Like that's just
I love that one.
cool.
Yeah.
I love it. Oh, I love it. It's just so neat. Or like, here's Papa with the venue. Like,
Yeah, oh my god,
it's just
yeah.
cute.
Here for one, yeah.
it's so cool. I would love to see more of that. And I don't know. I'm happy that he is a part of the community because just coolest people ever. Like all these artists are just amazing.
Thank you for watching I'm Sorry What? An Unofficial Ghost Podcast with Sabrina
And Jillian. There's no need to be living in times of turmoil. All you gotta do is check out our podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube.
Stay tuned for the next episode, and remember, as above, so below.